Aloha and welcome to Ascension Alliance, Hawaii. Have you ever taken notice of how things flow in your life? How things flow along your path? Have you also ever noticed how much we actually get in our own way of things along this path that we are moving and growing through? Have you ever stepped back and also taken notice of those around you, those that are part of your path that also has their own path and moving and growing through as well, and the things that they need to learn and expand through just as much as you do? Now, I don't know about you folks, but this year, 2025, we're in the 4th month, going on the 5th month, and so much has already occurred for quite a bit of humanity. If you've taken notice, a lot has occurred for each and every one of us individually as well as collectively. A lot of these things happen to me non-stop, just one after another. How do we keep up with all of this? How do we be able to deal with everything that's just literally exhilarating? It doesn't matter what's going on in our lives, around us, outside of us, but what matters is what's going on within us. And now, as I reflect on everything that has already occurred for myself, huge learning curve. I'm continuously learning non-stop with everything through whatever it is that I need to move through, grow through, learn, and release and let go. I also have a tendency to reflect on a lot of that has already occurred, because within those experiences there are nuggets that I know that are still intact there. Therefore, I reflect and I go back and sort of dissect these things so that I have not missed certain lessons or things. It's really fascinating. I don't know if you do this, but I have a tendency to do that. So it's like I check back at lesson 1, lesson 2, what was that teaching me? How did I move through that? Or did I even move through that? Did I catch that anyway? But yeah, these are reflections of the experiences that I'm moving and growing through, alongside of this exhilarating energy that is shifting, not just on this planet, for this planet, for all sentient beings, but especially for humanity, individually and collectively. I've learned tremendous amounts of things over the decades, and I've also learned that how others are actually going through what they need to go through, and they're in the place and space where they need to be. Like particular family members, I've learned that they're moving through things the way that they need to move through it, and having no judgment, basically understanding, unconditional love and compassion for these family members, and accepting and allowing them to grow in expansive ways that however is best for them, because we are each on a unique and different path throughout our lives, and you don't really want to entangle yourself in and on someone else's path where they need to learn. You could be a guide or a guidance, but as a guide and guidance, you really want to have that sense of detachment, in a sense of being in a neutral space with all there is, and just observing and not absorbing I don't know if you understand that what I'm trying to say here, but just allowing and accepting others to grow and move through things in their own time. Yeah, because like for the experiences that I've been growing through and moving through, I have siblings that are moving and growing through a lot of things themselves. And for the longest time, I just could not understand for the life of me why and how they were so attached emotionally to outcomes and different things that it was as if they were carrying all of this with them for the longest time, perhaps years, is the sense that I got. So I would step back and look at that and tell myself, hey, it's something that they need to grow through. You may not be able to help them as much as you'd like to, because this is not your responsibility and or accountability, but you can be there. You can be a guide. You can listen and simply allow and accept their path and growth, no matter which way, however they choose to do so. So yeah, I'm just there and listening and just letting things process for them, because each person is going through their own unique processes. So a lot of this that I'm speaking of for this short moment here is mostly from the passing of my late father, and that has passed on. There has a lot of things have been going on previously before his passing, but I don't feel that it's relevant here to bring up these different things. It's family matters, but I've noticed that one of my siblings has a very difficult time in letting things go. So I know that particular member is in a space of processing and dealing with things and handling grief. Perhaps this is the way that my other sibling, is going and moving through grief in a particular way, which I get that. I totally get that. So I simply listen and not upset that particular family member, but a little bit throwing in here and there nuggets of we move on, we move forward and move on, and simply honor, respect not just those that have passed, but respect one another and the processes that we are each growing and moving through, and simply move on. I know that it's very, very difficult for a lot of people to let go of things. And it's been quite evident for me that this one particular sibling is very difficult to let go of things. That I do not know how to remedy for this particular sibling of mine, but it's something that they will have to come to, grow through, and all of these things. And I'm sure a lot of you really understand and know exactly what I'm talking about, because everyone has more than likely moved through this experience in some way, shape, or form. And everyone has either been able to grow and move through it, Perhaps some are still in it, and some are just getting into that. So I have a complete, total respect and understanding for those that are processing through this, because it's not a simple thing for each person to do. This is a huge learning curve, when it comes to these things for a lot of people, because when a particular member of your family passes, there's a lot of moving parts going on within that, which, there simply is. There's the planning, and then, you're having to deal with whatever the family member passed on, whatever the family member has left, either in insurance beneficiaries or bills or taxes and all of those things. So these parts are still going along, even though they have moved along. It's up to the remaining and the surviving family members to do what needs to be done. So sometimes it can be a mess, very messy, and sometimes it can be smooth sailing. But yeah, so I just wanted to talk about these things because I've noticed that, me and my siblings were very close, and our thing is we really don't want to create waves or bad energy amongst one another and or other family members. So the thing with my father's situation was, it was semi-complex before, during, and after, but it wasn't something that we could not be able to handle and work through. And that's the whole thing, is coming together and working through all of these things, despite the emotions and all of those things. But I'm, for myself, being at a place and space of knowing where he is and knowing that he's fine, knowing that he's still around. He just transitioned back into his light body. So something that we're all going to do eventually, and we came from there. So I have that understanding, and, I don't really lose myself emotionally when it comes to the passing of family members. Now, when it comes to the passing of my animals, well, that's a different story. I'm still learning that one. But yeah, so that particular family member, I just allow and accept his processing that he's moving through, and that, he'll get to and come to a better place in time. And things cannot be rushed, and this is part of his path in life, and I would not take that away from him either. So I'm there for whatever family member that needs whatever assistance whatsoever. So yeah, just reflecting on the whole thing, it's just amazing. It's just, I don't know, the whole thing was, to me, it's like, even though I was going through my own thing at that time, it helped me to become more aware of other things, not just myself, but huge learning things going on. And so it was as if I was telling myself, hurry up and heal so I can move through this. But I can't rush things. It's like things have to take time sometimes, and you don't want to rush through things. So yeah, I'm glad that I was able to make the services, and I'm glad for my human family. So all my dad's sisters and my aunts and uncles and cousins, they were all there for us to help us every step of the way. So I'm grateful, appreciative, and thankful for that, and for them and all the help that they have done. And so in their assistance and help for me and my brother and my sister, we're going to take them all out to dinner next month. So yeah, we're looking forward to it, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun thing, a fun event. And wow, anyway guys, I think I've rambled on long enough, so have a wonderful day and a happy day, actually. Love you all, take care, and I'll see you soon. Aloha.